It is rare to come across games where I just cannot criticize anything about it. I just cannot think anything to say any sort of negative about that game. And that game, under today's context, is Hades, a game that came out in 2020, which more or less everyone knows, I suppose, because it was a really banger of a game and everyone was talking about it. What can I really complain about that game? Like, it got gorgeous art, it got amazing gameplay, it got a very good story, it has mesmerizing music, and I just don't know. That said, though, before I hop into further into it, let me just address one thing. The thumbnail is definitely a bit clickbaity. Although the thing is, yes and no, really, because I haven't played The Last of Us Part 2, but I did play Ghost of Tsushima recently, and Hades also I played it recently, very, very recently. And I have to say one thing. A lot of people were upset about The Last of Us 2 winning the game awards, and everyone was vouching about the Ghost of Tsushima. Having played those two games, I just cannot understand how people were vouching for Ghost of Tsushima over Hades. And with that, maybe contentious opinion that I held, let's just move on and walk into the game that just made me put in hundreds of hours into it addictively, because I was not being able to drop that game at all. It was insane. So right when you jump into the game, the first thing that personally I noticed is the freaking music, which is so good. For those who don't know me, I am a big fan of rock and metal. I actually personally, that's all that I listen to. Honestly, I don't listen to anything else. And the only thing that I actually love more than rock and metal is when you insert some folk instruments or fusion into it, and it's just this chef's kiss there, man. Chef's kiss. Musician's finger, Apollo's voice. I don't know what to say. But yeah, I just love the music over here, which is really well composed. It's energetic, it is creative, and it is immersive too at the same time. All the things at the same time. I mean, you can listen to it right now. This is the menu music, and it's just so great. The final boss music is just the actual boss music. Basically, it's just insane. And then you just hop into the game, and the first thing that you notice over here is the freaking art style. The art style is just so mesmerizing. It's just insane to me about considering how many color palettes, like how many colors that they've used throughout the entire thing to color everything, and yet everything pops out so well and so detailed at that, and everything just catches your eye and everything matches too. Trust me, I had a bit of experience with colors and stuff before. I used to try make paintings, try doing some paintings. I was not too good at it because I just cannot match colors properly. I was good at sketching though, not good with colors. And so when I see this many colors being beautifully blended in together, I'm just stuck in left in awe and admiration. It's just insane. Like, take a look at the walls, take a look at the doors, the artifacts that are being used, the clothes of the characters, and that's it. Or look at the details too, which also again adds into the art style itself. The amount of details in everything is just insane. Look at the curtains above. And look at Achilles. This is Achilles, by the way. You look at Achilles' clothes over there, the design that they have put in there, you can actually make out distinctly in this tiny miniature art style over there, which is really great. So yeah, the art style and the music is just locks in the at least it happened to me that it just locked me in so well, and I just could not pay attention towards the game anytime. And another thing that really is a massive bonus for this art style that they've used, it's really commendable too for the artist, is that there is no real visual clutter over here. As I mentioned earlier, the art style over here is such that everything really pops out despite there being so many things in screen. And this really helps during the combat sections or the gameplay sections where there's just so many things going on the screen, with all those projectiles flying across, you dashing around, like all these animations and your own attacks over there. It's just a visual clutter. And it's rarely there any sort of moment where I am unable to exactly see what's going on the screen. I can actually figure out, and this is something really surprising because I am really susceptible to visual clutters. I'm not really good when there's too much things going on the screen. I just get blinded completely. I was blinded by a lot of games very easily. This game though, Considering how much things goes on the screen, I do not get blinded. I actually can see things properly and I can make decisions based on that, which is really great. Massive props to the art director or artist over here for actually finding out a design that works so cohesively along with not cohesively, that is efficient, effective, and also mesmerizing at the same time, which is really great. I forgot the exact word that I want to use, but that's all there is to be. The next thing that actually really caught my eyes when caught my ears when I first played this game is the voice acting, which is done so well. Each and every voice actor just represents the characters so well. This again goes well with the artists also. All the things that the way the characters would wear and the way the characters speak really encapsulates their personalities, which is really interesting to see, and it's really great to actually listen to those characters. I'm normally someone who does not pay too much attention to video game stories and with character dialogues. I just skip past them, but this was one game where I actually sat down and listened to what they have to say, slow and steady. I just let them speak things out. And one more thing because of which I do this is because of this, I don't know what, I wish unfortunately I don't have any character dialogues over here, but I just cannot show it to you. Maybe I can I'll pause the game somewhere. I'll stop playing when I have any interactions with the gods who gives us the boons during the runs. But yeah, the way the voices are designed, are given out, has a very crispness to it. I don't know how else to put it. It's not something done by the voice actor, mind you, because the voice actor definitely did an amazing job, but the one who's in charge of the overall filtering of the voices and editing of the voices, I don't know what he or she did, but it's just there is just something that is just makes it very pleasing to hear. Actually, as a matter of fact, in one of my streams when I was streaming this game, a viewer called Lightwing, check out his channel by the way, an awesome channel. He said these voices as very pleasing ASMR voice, which is actually true. They sounds like real ASMR. It just has a really nice crispiness to their voices, and I just love it. Coming to the gameplay part though, the gameplay part again is something that is so well cohesively designed. Like everything that goes on in this game is just circles around its gameplay. The art style, as I said, is related to the gameplay. It helps you during the gameplay sections. The music gets you pumped up during the gameplay sections. It doesn't make you feel very empty. Sometimes that games do that. Recently I played Black Myth Wukong, where a lot of times the game felt really empty. It doesn't happen over here. And apart from that, there are different aspects of it. For example, in here we have this contractor over here through which you can do a bit of renovations, internal design stuff. You want to be really fancy. I actually did a lot of things over here, not gonna lie. It's really fun. But apart from that, these are also tied in at times with the character progressions, character story progressions, which actually ends up tying up with your true ending progressions and also other rewards. A lot of rewards in this game, which are again tied in with the game. So there's that. Again, there is this mirror where you can do some of your upgrades. These are perma upgrades. So basically these are vertical upgrades. Yeah, vertical upgrades which are permanent in nature, and these are really helpful. As a matter of fact, in this game, initially you start with like 30 or 40 HP, and then through this mirror you can upgrade your HP to be at least 100 at the beginning, which is really great. Apart from that, there are again these other side quests that you can complete in order to get rewards. The rewards are very important in this game. I don't know if I'll be able to explain it, but I don't think I really need to explain this because people already know about this game. It's just that I'm just giving a push to one of those guys or girls maybe out there who is like me and hasn't played this game yet. I'm just giving them the push to just go out there and play. As for the main gameplay sections, you get 6 weapons over here. All these things that you can see over here are not the real version of the weapons. These are the hidden aspects of the weapons there. So essentially you have 4 aspects where the last 4th one stays hidden, and you need to interact with characters, give them gifts and stuff to unlock these. Great system again. The rest you can is normally unlocked again through character dialogues, and then once they are unlocked, you need to use this resource over here in order to upgrade your stuff. And where do you get this from? You get this from doing the runs, and you get this from the shop, which again uses other resources. Basically, it's a barter system. The barter system where you use one of the resources to buy the other, so everything is interlinked. So yeah, you need to go into runs. Your first run will be condition free, but after you complete the first run, I mean complete as in like you beat the final boss, you beat your Papa Deer. Spoilers, doesn't matter. You defeat your Papa Deer, and then this pack of punishment comes in. So where essentially you can actually increase the difficulty of your game. Again, there is benefit to it. You're not a masochist. The game does not ask you to be a masochist to do it for no reason other than just the pain of it. What happens is that every time you complete the game, the heat level, or that particular heat level, the game is completed, and then you need to go into the next heat level to get further rewards. The reward stays the same. It is these same things that you keep on getting every single time, but then again, as I said, these are required in large quantities. Of course, it's not that hard to actually get these, because all you need to do is just play the game more. The more you play, the more you'll earn, and the more things you can unlock over there. The most interesting over here is this extreme measure. So at 0 is the basic bosses that you get. Difficult in their own right, but really easy. Upgrade 1, the first boss gets upgraded, has new movesets and decent style. Upgrade twice, the second boss gets upgraded. Upgraded 3 times, the third boss gets upgraded, and upgraded last time, that is the 4th time, the final boss, your Papa Deer, becomes fully enraged. So that is how this pact of punishment goes. Everything is optional. You can really pull off whichever thing that you want to crank up and then go in accordingly. There is no real hard. Apart from that, there are of course these charms. In order to earn this, you need to again talk to people, talk to the NPCs, and give them gifts, and they will give these to you. Apart from that, the bottom line over here is unlock again later part of the game, or maybe you might be able to do it earlier if you talk to them too frequently, I guess. And these are again another abilities that you can use throughout your run. These originally stays locked in. What's more interesting about this thing is that each weapon actually has a very different playstyle. At the base level, you will be doing this. Like, you're gonna be doing a lot of dash strikes. That's the name of the game. But even in dash strikes, there is a level of difference to it. For example, in the bow, yeah, sure, I can do dash strikes, but this is more effective. See that? And this is, if I actually go for the basic bow, I don't have that anymore. I just have the power shot, and it doesn't follow through that. So again, maybe you can just come close and then use this as a shotgun burst. But then again, if you go for the spear though, there's again a hidden aspect here. Sure, the dash strike is important. It does massive amount of damage. It keeps you safe, but at the same time, when you use this particular aspect, the condition is that your HP gets reduced. But what you get is lifesteal. And so for lifesteal, you need to use this attack. Only then you can keep your HP high up. So again, immediately your playstyle changes, and this thing over here does massive amount of damage. Sure, dash strikes does good damage too, but this thing over here does a lot to it, and you would want to use this continuously, which is really great. Again, if you switch off to your punching gloves over here, then you just want to be really up close and personal and just constantly dashing. The playstyle gets really impacted highly the moment you change any weapons, which is really great. I just like it a lot when changing weapons genuinely changes your playstyle. So when you get into a run, it's again the box standard roguelike, I guess. It's box standard, maybe, I don't know. You get an ability like these, and then you get god abilities and whatnot, and then based on that you just need to kill enemies, go to the next room and then clear off those enemies, and based on that you keep on getting stuff. And throughout this, I hope you are kind of listening to it. The music is there. It's really timid right now. There's nothing much going on, but again, it kind of feeds into the overall aesthetic of it. It feels immersive, it feels good. It's ramping up gradually a bit, but of course it's too easy at this level, so I can just finish it off real quick. And the initial levels of course are going to be really easy. It's not that too hard. You can manage it, especially after you get all those upgrades from the mirror that I showed earlier. And alright.
Perfectly good onion gone to waste. Yes. Let's wait until you see the seas, nephew. My underwater realm is the most glorious of the world's habitats. It positively teems with life. And it's much cooler there than in that sweaty underworld of yours.
This was what I was talking about. I don't know if you have noticed it or not, but you did that voice acting and that sound design of those voices is just something really cool. In that way, you just saw I took a boon from it, so essentially that makes my attacks a bit more stronger, and it does push back to enemies. So yeah, that's the basic gameplay of it. I'm filming this on a second day because I totally forgot to speak about this. It's just insane that I can actually forget about such an important thing. I just feel very stupid. Anyways, I just reached from the office, so I'm not even wearing my specs over here. Excuse me for everything. I hope this thing gets synced up well, that's all. But anyways, moving on, I want to talk about the overall level design and the encounter design, which is again done very well in this game, which is something that actually keeps this game going on in that constant flow that it is in. It's a very intense flow where the things don't slow down at all. And part of the reason, of course, is the fact that there's no cutscenes and stuff like that in between. But also, apart from that, there is also the thing about how the encounters and the levels are designed, which actually makes it very fast-paced and feels really good to play through this entire thing. There are definitely basically 4 levels, as I already told you. There is starters, then after that we get into asphodel, and from that I forgot the name of the third stage, and then we have the final stage where again I forgot the name. It's River Styx, I guess that's how you call it, the Styx dungeons, where you get the final boss of the game. In each of these levels, the levels are designed, the colors and stuff apart, the aesthetics apart, the levels are designed in such a way that it challenges players in different ways as in like your positioning maybe. Whenever you get into an encounter, your positioning means a lot, and the levels actually are designed in such a way that when you actually pay attention, there might be a gap in there through which you need to dash across, otherwise you cannot move out. There might be traps. Traps can be a variety of things. It can be spikes, it can be some sort of ballista, it can be an explosive, and different things. And in asphodel, as a matter of fact, you have lava flow where you cannot step on. So in that way, you are constantly required to think about your positions, because if your positions are not right, you won't be able to attack enemies, and at the same time you might get hit by something. It could be traps, it could be the enemies themselves, and enemies again, the encounters it were so well designed. There's variety of enemies over there, starting from projectiles, and then there are those who like to just go for melees, and some those who like to dash in. Each and every time the combinations are done in such a way that it emphasizes the players towards constantly moving and repositioning yourself while using your abilities. Because again, the basic strategy is that just keep on moving and then position yourself so that you can attack your enemy properly. Which at the end, in the final boss, that's what the final boss tests you for. So essentially the game is really focused as to what they are trying to make in text throughout the encounters and not only those actually, or as a matter of fact, if you play the game, you will actually come across some structures, for example pillars or stuff like that, through which of course the positioning elements come in over here, so that you can like maybe stand behind the pillars to avoid certain attacks or certain enemies, or maybe separate out enemies. But apart from that, those pillars can actually be used to damage your enemies if you can club them together and then hit those pillars at the right time with the right amount of. So yeah, this is really well done. As I said, I think I will mention this later on in the video. If I remember correctly, I did mention it, is that the game is completely focused and everything works very cohesively. It makes it really great, and the level design aspect of it is a part to play. So that is the game really, and it is really amazing that how addicting it can be. Like, as I said, I put in like around 125 hours in this thing before I finally put down the controller and I said that yeah, okay, I'm satisfied now, I don't need to play this anymore, which is really surprising. I was not expecting this at all. When I first started playing this, I thought that I'll complete the 10 runs somehow so that the game is over and then I can finish it out, but then I just went on and I just got the true ending, and after that I still went on because I just wanted to get the heart levels to full. For each character there is some heart levels which you need to fill up, so that actually improves your character relation and then their side quest if there is one. And also some of the characters you need to reach the full heart level in order to get the true ending. So there's that. Overall though, again, as I said earlier, it's just surprising that how this game is was not really talked about as the true game of the year contender for that year, which is really insane. This game is way too good. It's way too good. And the common thing that I'm noticing over here, what makes it really good, is the fact that it's really cohesively designed. This is something that personally, at least in me, I've noticed very frequently, is that I love it when the game's design are very cohesive in nature, and like each and every single element of the game is complementary. It's complementary to all the other elements. The gameplay complements its music, the music complements its gameplay, the art style and everything. Even the side quests and stuff that we need to do, the buying and selling and the resources and everything that I need to buy are also tied in with the gameplay, which is excellently designed. It's very well done. As for the negatives, as I said, I really cannot think of any negatives apart from probably one thing which is again probably just a nitpicky thing, because essentially what the negative thing that I can say over here is that not all boons are created equal and not all weapon aspects are created equal. But then again, everything is viable. Every single thing is viable in this game, and you cannot exactly go wrong with anything. And I think the essence of roguelikes and roguelites is the fact that there are some things that are really good, there are some things that are good, and then there are some things that are just okay or maybe bad, and it depends upon your luck which one you get. But in this game, as I said, nothing is really not viable. Everything is viable, everything can be used properly if you know how to use it. For me personally, I could not use the sword properly. It's one of my worst weapons that I can use. I don't know how to exactly play around with that, but I can use the other weapons really well. So in that way, things keep on changing, and even though I can say the sword is bad, but there will be other players who will be able to use the swords really well. That said, though, there are definitely better weapons. Like, for example, the bow is definitely better in comparison to the rest of the weapons. It's really overpowered. And again, same goes for a gun. There is a gun there as well. I did not show it, but there is a gun weapon, which again, depending upon the upgrades that you get, can be really powerful. But then again, as I said, that doesn't make the rest of the weapons not viable. Everything is viable, and which kind of makes me feel like this is just a nitpicky thing, because it's a single player game. It's, if you prefer using, it's more about which weapon you feel like using rather than which weapon is the most effective. Because when you feel good, you play good, I guess. Apart from that, maybe a controversial take to take, but some of the characters, mainly the female characters over there, can be a bit, I don't know, I do not exactly like, not attractive. I guess that's the only right thing that I can say. They're not as attractive, especially when you make Aphrodite that not so attractive, other than she just being absolute there. Yes, that's the design choice they went. Like, Aphrodite literally has no clothes on her. Again, those are just some nitpicky things, which again is not something that needs to be pointed out. I mean, yeah, fine. But so yeah, this game is absolutely phenomenal. I am eagerly looking forward to playing Hades Part 2 also, because this game is already over. I'm waiting for Hades Part 2 to come out of its early access stage, and once, I do not like going to early access. And yeah, recently it has been really awesome that I have been into the rogue genre. The fast-paced gameplay that I really want is actually present in the roguelike genre, and I'm actually having a lot of fun playing it. So I might try out more roguelikes. I have actually wishlisted some more of those things, and I hope I can find same enjoyment from here. Till now, there have been 3 roguelikes that just hooked me into it. There's one more that I want to talk about, Have a Nice Death. So, but that's for some other day. So anyways, thank you for watching, and if you haven't played this game, make sure you play it, and if you have played it, share your thoughts down below of what you think about this game. For me personally, this game is just actually made it to one of my most favorite games of all time. Previously it used to be 2 games that I just cannot choose between, and now this adds a 3rd one. So this essentially, now I have 3 games that I just cannot choose, and I like it more. So anyways, thank you everyone for watching, and I hope to see you guys on the next one. See ya.